All right, this is a quick rundown on our off-season EDGE program, and that's what this is an incentive program. It's a motivation program for our off-season training. And why we're doing this is that we think that we need to have better all-around participation in our winter, spring, and summer conditioning. We feel that not having enough guys participating, especially in our summer program, led to kind of a slow start. And even though we had a good season where we made it clear to the state quarterfinals, we feel we could have done maybe better had we had more guys engaged during that time. So we want to encourage, we want to find a way to motivate you guys, and we want to find a way to recognize our athletes that are doing more than just lifting weights in the winter and spring, but participating in other sports, as well as doing well in school, community service, and those sorts of things. Okay, your participation in this program is not going to guarantee you the right to play. What it is going to do at the other end, you're going to be bigger, faster, and stronger, and you're going to be better prepared to play. But that is about you versus your own best self, not about you versus whoever you're competing for a starting position or for a role on the team. And so your participation in this is not going to mean that you're going to necessarily move ahead of someone that doesn't. If they're a better player, ultimately people are going to earn their positions by what they can do on the field. But this isn't going to determine jersey numbers or roles on the team or lockers, anything like that. This is, again, just to motivate you to be the best that you can be, and we do have some incentives, but I want to make sure that that's clear what the program isn't. All right, so we're going to split the program into 6 to 8 teams, depending on how many guys we have that are active on our roster, and we'll have between 8 and 10 players drafted by each team captain. Coaches are going to be drafted onto a team as well, so that they can help supervise what's going on in the team, who's doing well, those sorts of things. You're going to win or score or lose points in each of these areas: weight room, academics and discipline, sports and activities, school spirit, community service, and other miscellaneous stuff that we can think up over the course of the off season. All right, our 4-quarter plan, we're going to break this up into first quarter is going to be our winter, starting basically right now, moving into spring as our second quarter. Summer is going to be the third quarter, and then our fourth quarters is going to be the end season. So we have a plan for each one of those phases of our season. So captains, here in a week or so, we're going to have a team meeting, and we're going to have you guys nominate your players, and then typically we're going to end up seeing a pattern of 6 to 8 guys that people feel model our core values. And then what we're going to do from there is that the coaches are going to go ahead and select people. Captains' responsibility is that they're going to go ahead and attend captains meetings, and basically that's going to be a breakfast with me where we talk about different things that we're going to want to encourage in their teams. And captains will earn 10 points for each meeting that they're prepared for, so they're going to have some things that they're going to need to do, and they're going to lose 10 points if they're not at a meeting or if they're unprepared for it. We also, speaking of 10 points, we're also going to have monthly leadership lunches, and guys can earn points for attending those, and it's not covered in this presentation, but it is something that we're going to do, where we're going to go over some leadership lessons and some things dealing with everything from our core values to performance fundamentals and so on. All right, weight room scoring. What we're going to do is we're putting in a progressive point system. So if you show up to the first workout of the week, if you show up on Friday and that's your first workout, it's worth 1 point. If you're showing up on Friday and it's the 4th workout, it's going to be worth 4 points. So the more workouts you go to each week, the more points you can accrue. It has to be a supervised workout. So for right now, there's advanced weightlifting during 4th period, advanced weightlifting during 5th period, and we have some weightlifting before and after school that we have supervised. It has to be with somebody that I have cleared to supervise that. So that's something you're going to want to make sure that you do. Academics and discipline. We're going to, for every grade that you get at the end of the second and third trimester, we're going to give you points. So if you get an A, it's worth 4 points. A B is worth 3 points. A C is worth 2 points. A D is going to cost you and your team 1 point, and an F is going to cost your team 2 points. We're not going to give points for pass-fail, and we're also going to keep track of unexcused absences and tardies. And you need to make sure that you are getting to class on time and going to class on a regular basis. Otherwise, that's going to come back and hurt your team. Other sports and activities, we're going to give you 10 points per week of each season. So obviously, if you're a wrestler, you're going to be scoring a lot of points doing that, and you don't need to worry about quitting wrestling to lift weights after school or to go to speed workouts or anything like that. You're going to score more points by being a part of the wrestling team that you probably will be able to earn otherwise. This starts in January, so beginning the first week in January, you're going to be accruing those points for basketball and for wrestling and for swimming. This goes through the end of the season, so whenever your season's over is when the time that the points are up. So if you qualify for state, you're going to get an extra 20 points because you'll go an extra 2 weeks beyond the end of the season. Finally, we need confirmation from your sports head coach in order to get those points. So I'll be communicating with each one of those coaches, and they'll let me know who's doing it, but you need to maybe communicate with your coaches as well. Just don't assume that you're getting points. And if you're not getting points, you probably want to know why. School spirit. So this is something that's a little bit different. Football, we have a huge turnout for our games, and our student body travels to playoff games and those sorts of things, and we want to reciprocate that support. So we're going to get everybody signed up with a card. It's going to have 10 events on it, and your coach is going to have to sign and date the card, so you're going to let us know that you're going to something and then have some sort of proof that you were there. A good way of doing that is through social media, so either tweet at me or at the football program or post on the Facebook page that you are there supporting your teammates, and you'll get points for that. It's 2 points per event and then double points for non-athletic events. If you lose your card, we're not going to replace it. We're only going to replace it if it's damaged. So right now we're looking at trying to get a new app up and running. So it might be something that we build into the app where we have a card, but until then, you're going to have to keep track of your card. Community service. This is something I think that we're going to adjust. One of our senior leaders has suggested that it be something that has to be for football specifically. So what we'll look at doing is maybe either it has to be a squad-based community service, so that the other guys on your team decide that you're going to go do something, it gets approved by me, and then you go out and do it, so that you're not double dipping and doing something that you have to do for a different class, or it's something that we set up as an entire team. We've talked about doing a spring clean, a yard cleanup for our community members, and so maybe we'll set up a couple things like that. But it is unlimited, but it needs to be something that is approved from me in particular, but another coach might be okay. And then we need to make sure that we document that and have a supervising adult pay attention to it, or approve it. All right, some other things that we're going to throw in here. We're going to do a speed camp. Our track coaches are going to go ahead and put that together in February. They're going to do it twice a week in February. Keep in mind that these are not in lieu of weight workouts. They're in addition to weight workouts, so make sure that you're still attending your weight workouts. They're not going to count in place of the weight workouts. Summertime, we're going to go ahead and set this up as we get closer to summer, but we're going to set up competition days for individuals and squads to compete against one another. We're going to give points out for team camp as well as individual camps that guys go to, and then points for team workouts, so offensive lineman workouts, 7-on-7 leagues, those sorts of things. All right, here is an example of how a scoring card will work for a squad. So you see the names of the guys on the left there, and then you go through and you can kind of see the different points that they could accrue, and adds them all up, and then it does an average per player. All right, and then here it goes, the rankings based on all the different teams, how many average points per player that they have. All right, so some rewards. First of all, the reward is that you're getting better as a football player, and you're getting closer to maximizing your own best self. And so that's what we want for each and every one of our players. We talk about that our assumption is that you want to be the best football player that you can be, and that you want to be the best person that you can be, and that you're going to trust us to help you with that. And this is one of those ways. So you're going to be the best football player if you follow this diligently that you can be. So we're going to base the points on how you do as a team. Individuals must have community service to qualify for the rewards. So 2,750 will earn a gold Redmond football shirt. 3,000 will get you a Cardinal Redmond shirt and shorts, and then 3,250 will get you a black Redmond football shirt, shorts, and a mini helmet. So that's kind of what we have for starts. We've got some other ideas as pizzas for weekly winners during the summertime. We'll have weekly traveling trophy. I'm working on this one, but I really want a WWE style championship belt. And then we'll think of some other fun stuff like picks of jobs once double starts, some other things like that. That is pretty much it. Like I said, we're going to have a meeting here before too long to go over all this and talk about it and get it set up, select our captains, and they're going to draft their teams. So if you have questions about it, come find me, and make sure that you're listening for that announcement, or get that text for the lunchtime meeting when we'll have a pizza and go over all this.